So this is embarrassing. Okay, so yes, yeah, okay, so maybe I should do an introduction first to explain. Okay, hello, hi, my name is Mariah, and welcome to my channel, Totally Spites. In today's video, I'm doing a book haul. Um, yeah, if you see my previous video, I mentioned that I would not buy any more books, but here's the thing, let me explain. I'm pretty sure I put it in the title of this video, but if not, basically, it's my birthday, and why not get what I want for my birthday? So there's also another thing that's happening for my birthday that I'm going to be vlogging on, and I'm so excited about that. But anyway, yes, I bought more books. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I purchased my books from bookoutlet.com like I usually do, and they upgraded how they, package their books. They have like this plastic thing on it now, and it's barely damaged. So yeah, let's go ahead and open her up. Okay. I believe I have 15 books here, so let's get it going. Okay, the first book I have here is Disappeared by Laura Jarrett. I'm not really sure, but basically this is about two different women who are, faking their deaths or disappearing, and they happen to come across each other, and they decided to help each other, disappear, but both of their pasts come back to bite them essentially. So yeah, again, this is Disappeared by Laura Jarrett. Next book is The Nanny by Gilly Macmillan. Who Loves You More? So basically the main character, if I remember correctly, she had this nanny when she was very young, like 7 or 8 years old, that disappeared. And she didn't know why her nanny disappeared, but she really loved this nanny. And then once she gets older, she has to come back for a family reunion, and during the festivities they find like a skull or something in the lake, and it makes her think back to when her nanny disappeared, and she's trying to figure out what actually happened. So yeah, The Nanny. The next book I regret buying because I should have known better. I don't think I want to read something like this at this point in time. But I love Nora Roberts. She's one of my favorite authors that I used to read all the time when I was younger. And I'm thinking this is one of those instances that what's going on in the States, the United States, this is a poor book to be reading. And that is Shelter in Place by Nora Roberts. It's about a mall shooting. Yeah. It's about a mall shooting. And the survivors that, went through the ordeal, some years passed by, and then, they're still traumatized by it. So someone is not satisfied with how the events transpired when this event happened. Next book is called The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. So from my understanding, it's about these friends who use like a secret coding, like they used to write stick figures to make messages to each other. And one day they happen to see a message written in chalk of a chalk man, of a stick figure, pointing them to go somewhere. And they follow the message, and it leads them to a dead body of a teenage girl. And then years later, they're adults, but they still are going through, they're going through some issues. So the main character, Eddie, and his friends, they happen to come across a chalk man in their adulthood. So it makes them think about what happened back in the day, and the fact that the past is definitely coming into their future. So it's meant to be a creepy read. So interested in reading that. Next book, I've been going back and forth on this book for months now, and I decided to bite the bullet, and I decided to go ahead and get it, and that is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. Not sure if that's how you say it, probably not. Anyway, it's about vampires, and I think it's a romance, essentially. It's a dark romance, essentially, about vampires. So, yeah, I think it's a series. I think there's, like, I don't know how many books are in the series, but yeah, this is book 1 of The Beautiful. The next book is called Charming as a Verb by Ben Philippi. So basically, Charming as a Verb, it's about a boy named Henry. He has ambitions to go to Colombia, and he, starts a dog walking business, but it masks his true ambition. And one of his classmates, Corinne, she finds out what his actual business is, so she blackmails him to change her image at school. So yeah, it's perhaps like a YA romance type of situation. Enemies to lovers, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. The next book is called Stay Awake by Megan Goodwin. Megan Golden. I'm very excited to read this one. So basically, if I remember correctly, a woman wakes up in a cab and she does not know how she got there or why she's there or why she doesn't remember anything. But she goes to her apartment, but somebody's living there, and they said that they've been living there. So she was going to take her phone out and show them that proof that she lives there, but her phone's not in her pocket. But instead there's a bloody knife in her pocket, and her hands are covered in blood, and her hands are covered in a scribbled message that says "Stay awake." What happens is, I think there's like a crime scene that has like some drawings on the wall that use the victim's blood, and she's thinking like maybe she's attached to that. So she's trying to figure out why she doesn't remember, or who is trying to keep her from remembering. So I'm really excited to read this one. The next book is called Bring Me Back by B.A. Paris. I was debating between this one and another one that this author has. So if I remember correctly, it's about a couple who are in love and they are on vacation. The male of the relationship, he gets out, they stop at a gas station, he gets out of the car to use the bathroom, and when he comes back, his girlfriend is gone, and he has no idea where she went. At least that's what the story he told the police. And 10 years later, he's engaged to his ex-girlfriend's sister. And, when they're about to get married, something weird starts happening. Like, his ex-girlfriend's stuff starts appearing out of nowhere. People are saying that they've seen her places. He's trying to figure out like what really happened. So yeah, a psychological suspense. I can't wait for this one. So there's that. The next book is The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. It's like, this book came out several years ago, so it's like pre-Knives Out, Clue type situation. But yeah, it's 16 people trying to figure out a mystery with all these clues. So I can't wait to read that. That's pretty interesting. Oh, okay. This is like under 200 pages, so interesting. Okay. All right, the next book is called Just Like the Other Girls by Claire Douglas. The main character, she applies to be a woman's companion. So she's a lady's companion for this secluded, wealthy woman. And the wealthy woman's daughter doesn't particularly like the main character at all. And she's very cold and disturbing. And there were young women that were there before her that just mysteriously just stopped coming. The psychological thriller. She's trying to figure out like what happened to the previous women and stop herself from becoming just like the other girls. You see what I did there? So yeah. So yeah, I got a lot of thrillers this time around. The next one is called The Gravity of Missing Things by Marissa Argo. If I remember correctly, this young woman, her mother is a pilot, and the plane that her mother was flying disappears, and people have all these theories of what happened. Mostly the theory is that her mother intentionally crashed the plane, so the main character is dealing with the ramifications of that. And you can see the couple on there. That's cute. The next book is Mistakes Were Made by Muriel Wessner. I'm excited about this one because this is officially my first sapphic romance. Kind of makes me hope it's open door. I know that's so weird to hear, but I just want to read what that looks like, essentially. Is that weird? Anyway, yes, it's a sapphic romance. So the main character, her name is Cassie. She's a senior in college. She goes to this bar, and she meets this older woman, and they decide to have a one-night stand, and it was a great one-night stand. So Cassie goes back to college, to her best friend and roommate, and her best friend wants her to meet her mom. And it turns out the woman she hooked up with is her best friend's mom. So, they have to keep what they did under wraps while simultaneously fighting, the emotions that they have for each other. So I'm very excited to read this one. So there's that. The next book is called Love and Other Mistakes by Jessica Kate. Now that I think of it, I'm kind of nervous to read this one. This is like a second chance romance. So the main characters, they were engaged, but Jeremy, the guy, called it off. And I think like 7 years later, Jeremy has a son, an infant son, and a whole bunch of regrets. And his niece comes up on his doorstep, so he has to take care of her. And Natalie, the woman in the ex relationship, she, gets an internship for her dream job, but she's trying to get a second income to help her do a workaround, and the only thing that she can find is helping Jeremy, I guess nannying. I'm not sure, but they are thrown back together and they do not like each other. So yeah, it's like a lovers to enemies to lovers type of situation. So we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. The next one is called American Royalty by Tracy Livesay. I'm excited about this one. This is like a fictional, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle type of situation, but basically the prince in this story is in a relationship with an American rapper. So yeah, I'm interested to read and see what this one's about. They look so beautiful. So interesting. All right, and the last book is called How to Survive Your Murder by Danielle Valentine. It's like a YA mystery / thriller. If I remember it correctly, I'm sorry, I'm saying it a lot. So Alice, she's the sole witness to her sister's murder. So she's going to the trial to testify against the accused, and she is, in the bathroom getting herself situated. And this Sydney Prescott looking person, Sydney Prescott is the final girl from the Scream movies. She hits Alice in the head, and when Alice wakes up, she's back the day her sister was murdered. So she's thinking to herself, maybe what she saw wasn't what she truly saw. So she's trying to see if she can stop what happened to her sister or try to figure out who actually killed her sister. So that one that one sounds pretty interesting. So yeah, How to Survive Your Murder. And that is officially all of the books. So yeah, thank you for coming to my birthday book haul. And let me know if you read any of these books. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.